So could you recall the first client you ever had contact with in Croatia? I'm sure it was before 97. You know, you were...
I think we did a pitch for Pliva at the time. It was still Mr. Čović at the head, and it was me and Tibor Almashi going out to do some kind of advisory pitch for Pliva. I don't think that amounted to anything at the end of the day, but our first big client was Tankijska plovidba in Zadar. And that was a perfect audit. It was in the summertime in Zadar. Zadar was empty because it was just after the war.
Yeah.
Client was fantastic, and we used a team of, I was the manager at the time, so I was setting the audit, and a team from Hungary. And we had the best time in every sense of the word. We learned a lot and played a lot, and it was really great. And to this day, I have relationships with these clients.
Albert, during this time, you were still in Switzerland, I take it.
Yes, I was in Switzerland. I joined PW in '74,
Yeah.
and my career in Switzerland. And when the merger was announced between PW and Coopers & Lybrand for July 1, '98, I saw that this position was open. And since my private life has ties to Croatia since a long time, my first wife is from this country. And I spoke the language a little bit, so I was quite happy to come to Croatia to work here.
From your point of view, when you first came, you know, you're an FS partner, financial services, banking, and Switzerland is known for the highest banking quality in the world. How did that look to you when you came to Croatia, when you first started to actually work here?
I mean, it was very attractive because the Coopers & Lybrand people, they had about half of the banking clients in Croatia. There were about 60 banks at the time.
60 banks.
And they had, I think, about 30 banks as their clients. I think that the problem was more that the asset quality in these banks was a bit of an issue, because it was very difficult to assess the value of the loans they had given to their clients. Especially not for me, coming from the outside, not understanding all the backgrounds and the political side of this loan business the individual banks had done. Most of the banks were small regional banks, and they were part of the local community and local politics, and it was very difficult to assess that. The largest client we had at the time was Privredna banka, and it was an interesting client, and I think we did a good job at the time. At the time, there were no foreign banks except Raiffeisen banka was already in Croatia, but all the other foreign banks, they only bought in when these local banks were privatized, were sold, PwC and Splitska and all the other banks.
Yeah, that happened, actually seemed to happen pretty quickly afterwards.
Yeah.
The number of banks really reduced quickly. But
Yeah.
Did you find, from a different perspective, how did you find management in those banks, the people you had to deal with? Did it feel similar to what you had experienced in your career in Switzerland, or was there a different sort of approach to things?
I think it was a much more personal approach than some of the banks were, in a way, I would call this professional. So they were really on the top, they were on the spot they knew what they were doing. In other banks, it was more kind of on friendship based, and you knew the people, and you didn't care too much about the rules, and so it was like a mixed feeling for me.
Yeah.
And you could also say, I mean, you could tell which banks was more in a crisis situation based on the management team they had and on the way they operated at the time. So it was quite an interesting picture for me to see how different these banks are run.
I would ask, you are an FS, financial services partner.
Yes.
What were the clients you were mainly handling when you were here? Do you recall, was it PBZ or was it Zagreb?
I mean, it changed in the beginning it were big entities, because I remember that we did Zagrebačka banka, ZABA, if that still exists.
Yeah.
We did the Central Bank of Croatia. I do not know the exact name.
Yeah, Hrvatska Narodna banka.
Sorry?
Yeah, Hrvatska Narodna banka, Croatian National Bank.
Yes. I had some meetings there, very nice meetings. We had some insurance clients, Is Maria still working with you?
Yes, yes, she is. She's a director here in the firm.
I give her my regards. And Damir Ramilovic, is that the name?
Yes, Damir. Damir left a few years ago, but is having a career with some of our clients and others, right? So yeah,
Yes.
yeah, but yeah.
So with Maria, we did some insurance clients, but the big clients were in the beginning Zagrebačka and the Croatian National Bank.
And how did you
I
find
think
that?
Albert Schulenberg. I think I was maybe concurring partner. I do not know how you name it. Maybe Albert was the signing partner.
Albert was
It's a bit confused. I'm a bit confused. I mean, so many things
that's okay.
happened to recollect. But we had a nice portfolio, and we made a lot of proposals. But as in Slovenia, price was a lot of times an issue, so it was difficult to win clients. I do not know if it's still the case.
It is still the case today. Maybe not so much for the bigger groups or bigger clients. They're looking a lot more at the quality side of the proposal as well. So and the team. I think when it comes to banks and insurance companies, having the expertise is very important. Maybe more important these days than it was before. Although I think it was very important back then to have the expertise as well. But it just gives the pricing a smaller weight in the overall decision, I think.
Right.